Let's go over this all over again. I'm going back to the very beginning. I'm going to look at the monthly for this pair. Sorry for that breaking transmission. Let's go over it again so that we can get exactly what I'm trying to do. On the monthly, what we are seeing on the monthly here, as I said before, you can see a descending trend line as I drew it down here. Okay, there's a descending trend line. All right. And we are seeing that the market is trying to go back to that trend line before it does a final downward move. So with that, zooming in, you find that you have a morning star formation, which tells you that it is a buy bias. And you can see I drew a sort of trend channel there, and you can see it's still pointing upwards. So on the monthly and on the weekly, buy bias. If I want to look at the chart patterns, I see something that looks like a double top. I also see something that looks like a head, shoulder pattern. All of them are still pointing to the pair moving upwards. So it's a buy situation. Okay, all the way down to the daily, you find out that the pair is buying, but is currently at a resistance area. So zooming out, you can see the resistance there. So what do I do? I'm going to do a pending order. I'm going to wait for the pair to break past this resistance, do a return, then I can go in for a buy. So I will do a buy stop above the resistance point. Okay, so if it breaks past it and does a retest and starts going up, then it will pick me up, then I'll be buying. Now looking at the downside, if the pair is unable to break past this resistance, it can come down all the way to the 10 moving from the points of where the market is average, 10 moving average, we still have about 95 pips. So if you are somebody that want to take about 50 pips and go off the market, you could still have a good sell situation. Moving down to the 200 MA, which corresponds to the support below, I think we still have about pips, 78 pips, and that 178 pips will take 150 pips if there is a going to the H4, you can see that the pair around the resistance. In fact, for me, it's doing a sort of consolidation for the move upward. So if I look at put a small flag, you can see a small flag there. You can see okay, yeah. You can see a small bullish flag, and for me, yes sir, welcome sir. It's just a confirmation that this is a bullish flag for the continuation of the uptrend. So around here, you have a consolidation here, getting ready for the uptrend. But as I will always say, be patient, allow it to break past the resistance, do a retest before you enter for a buy. So if you don't have the time to wait, do a buy stop at, let me see, probably some pips above it. Probably 139.754, a buy stop there. So if it breaks past it, does a retest, also known as the last case, and continues the buy, you will enter for the buy market. Otherwise, if it's selling, you can take 50 to 150 pips if it's going down to the next support at 137.349. So that's that for the, okay, let's go to the hourly. Let's see what we have there. Same old. It's still the same story. So the waiting game is on. On the hourly, you can see a bearish candle forming, which tells you that the resistance is holding, so to say, on the hourly time frame. It is already moving to the 10 moving average. So let's see what happens. Then you can either do a short sell or wait for it to go back and break the resistance point. So for me, it's a buy for me. I'll wait for it to break the resistance before I enter for my buy. So I would have preferred probably A buy stop above the resistance, and we are in for some pips to grab. The next on our list is the AUD JPY. Okay, I think we're doing a lot of JPY pairs today. It's all good. Let me look for that pair. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? AUD JPY. Where are you? Where are you? Come on up. Come on up. Come on up. Okay, I know where to find you. Okay. AUD JPY. AUD JPY. Okay, gotcha. Okay. AUD JPY. The process monthly. On monthly, let me shrink it a bit. I can draw a descending trend line, and you can see that that descending trend line has been broken. Okay, you can see that that descending trend line has been broken. Let me maximize that so that you see. You find that that descending trend line has been broken and has done a retest. Let me put on a line chart for you to see. You can see that it's a beautiful retest and it's going all the way up. Now, looking at chart patterns, you can see a beautiful shoulder, head, shoulder, an inverted head and shoulder formation, which is perfectly formed. And if I should measure from the neckline, if I take the lower parts as the neckline and I pull all the way to the head, I think I have 1,042 pips. Remember, we're looking at monthly, so you might not have all the time to wait. But if I pull that 1,000 pips upwards, is well above the 200 moving average. To be safe, I would say, okay, from that point to the 200 moving average, we have well over 850 pips for grabs. If you have the patience, you enter for a buy here and wait. If you don't have the patience, let's go to lower time frames and see what you could pick up. On the weekly is still saying the same thing. The descending trend channel has been broken. It has done a retest, and the price or the pair is heading upwards. So it's definitely a buy for all JPY. If you zoom into the weekly, for the past 2 weeks, we can see a bullish engulfing forming. If I get to my line chart, you can also see an inverted head and shoulder here, here, and here. So the inverted head and shoulder have the neckline sloping upwards. So it tells me that it's a very, very good buy situation. Okay. Going back to our candlestick charts on the daily, I'm already seeing beautiful bullish candlestick patterns. The 3 white crow forming after a short downtrend. The 3 white crow, or for this is the 3 white soldiers rather. This one is the 3 blue soldiers. Okay. Now, if I minimize a bit, you could still see that you could still see the uptrend going up here. Okay. So it's definitely still telling us that the trend is up. I could still see a sort of, this is a shoulder, this is a head, and this is a shoulder. So it's still telling me that it's an uptrend. It's a buying market. So I would rather do, okay, let me check. Do we have a resistance there? Let's minimize a bit. Yep, let me put a resistance line there at where price is right now. Yep, we have a resistance there. So the waiting game just started. We're going to wait for it to break past it, do a retest, a consolidation, and a move upward. So on the 4 hourly, there's a resistance. On the 1 hour, yeah, you can see a resistance there. You can already see a bearish candle forming. Okay, so if you want to take some pips of selling, it's a very short sell for me. Let me see how many pips are there for you guys that like small pips. 21 pips is no good deal. And you can see on the 1 hourly chart that the 10 MA has been acting as a resistance. Okay, so even if this bearish candle comes down, I'm not expecting it to go past the 10 MA. You can also see that the 20 MA, make sure that that area is an area of dynamic resistance. Now, if you look at the moving average lines, you can see a very beautiful golden cross about to be formed. But the golden cross will mean the 50 MA crossing the 200 MA. It rarely happens, but when it happens, it's a good sign for a good buy situation. So I will wait for that golden cross to complete when the 50 MA crosses the 200 MA. Then I'm gonna do a good buy. All right. So it's a buy market for me. I could do a pending order of obviously a buy stop. If I would do a buy stop, I'm going to do a buy stop. Let me minimize this a bit. If I want to do a buy stop, I'll do a buy stop above that point. Okay, 76.825. That's where my buy stop will be placed. That will be my entry. Then I could take my stop loss at the point below. Okay, that should be 76.355. Then I'm expecting the buy to go on with this beautiful setup. So my candlestick analysis tells me that it's a buy. Okay, it's a very good buy. This is a point of consolidation or retracement or pullback, getting ready for it to push up. Now, if I take this to a line chart, you see that the consolidation has been there and is just continuing, and this is not an exception. So you can see that the line is bending downward, showing a consolidation, a pullback for it to push up as usual. So it's a beautiful buy situation, and I'll be waiting for my confirmation, which could be my golden cross, which could be a breakthrough that resistance and a retest, and the buy will be good to go. Okay, another pair we have been watching for a while now is the Euro NZD pair. Okay, the Euro NZD pair has been a very friendly pair. We are going to do the same thing. We're going to look at the monthly to look at the trend. Okay, now you can see from the monthly that this looks like an uptrend. Okay, you can draw a trend line. Okay, let me just extend this line a bit. Can it be an uptrend? Okay, not so much. It's a small uptrend. I can put it back there. You can have some of it there. Okay, but if you zoom in on the candlestick, you see a very big bearish Marubozu candle. Now you know that for a while now, I think up to it's going to a month now, Europe has been on lockdown, and that is what is affecting the pair so much. The pair looks like a good buy, but right now it is selling, and basically because Europe has been on lockdown for a while. Now you can see on the monthly that the 200 moving average is acting as a resistance here, while the 50 moving average tends to be acting as a dynamic support. Let me see, is there anything on the line chart? Not really seeing much. Let's go to the weekly and see what we can see. The pair is just going down, the straight line. You can see bearish candle all the way. Bearish candles all the way. MA lines, what are we looking at? 10 has crossed the 50, and 20 is about to cross. So it's just going down, down, down. Now, let's see. We have a trend line there. Do we have a support line? If I put a support this way, this is on the weekly though. Okay. All right. And we also have a trend line, an upward trend line, which the pair has been respected. So if this pair is respecting this trend line, it's currently selling, and I will still be looking for selling buyers, okay? Because Europe is under lockdown. I'm not expecting anything much except news. There is a news that will not favor the New Zealand, then we can be expecting a buy. But if the country comes out of the lockdown, then I can be expecting this uptrend really resume. Now on the daily, the story is basically the same. It's still going down ever since the lockdown came. You can see the golden cross. Let me see the dates. That date was exactly the 2nd of November 2020. And if I take my measurement from that day till today, we have seen 719 pips. Now, that is what we call the golden cross. It rarely happens, but if you see it happens, don't miss the opportunity anytime. Okay? So this pair is selling right now. I will be looking for sell opportunities at least to the next trend line. If that trend line is respected, how many pips do you have there? About 81 pips. I think this sell is getting exhausted somehow, but it's still selling. And until the Europe nation goes out of lockdown, I think this pair will still be selling. Okay? The next pair on our dish today is the New Zealand USD. All right? As the case may be, we're going to monthly. All right? Monthly is where we see our trend. And I also drew a trend line, okay, downwards. And you find that, let me remove this resistance line so that you can see what I'm saying. Okay, I think the chart is cleaner. Okay, now you're seeing a downtrend, but the downtrend, let me see, can you pull it all the way up? Yes. Can it touch more candles? Yes. Okay. So I can see a downtrend line there, but you see that for the past, this is monthly, for the past 4 months, the trend line, the downtrend line has been broken upwards. A retest has occurred. Let me put a line chart so that you can see that. You can see a beautiful break through it, a retest occurring, and the pair is pushing up. It's a definite buy. It's a definite buy. Now looking at chart patterns, you can see a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. So that tells me that inverted head and shoulder. If I take the neckline, down onto the head, let's take for example the lowest part, okay, the neckline down to the head, I'm having 788 pips for grabs. Now taking that upwards, at least to the 200 moving average, you have 450 pips for grab. The question is, do you have the patience to wait? It might not play out this week, it might play out next week, or as the case may be. Now pushing it up to 700 takes us to this resistance point here. So I'm going to draw some resistance line on the monthly, then we'll see how it looks like on the weekly and on the daily. Okay, put one more here. Okay, it has broken past that. So I'm looking at the 200 MA on the month. It's definitely a buy market. So, and if you look at the MA line, the 10 MA just crossed the 20 moving average. So all the tools we have used shows us that this is definitely a buy market. And you can see the beautiful morning star that has formed, and the bullish candle is like 3 times or 2 to 3 times the size of the bearish candle that is forming the morning star. And you find out that the criteria for the morning star is that the third candle should take at least half. So this is half the size of the first candle. This has taken the whole size and has even doubled it. So it tells me that there's strong buying pressure this month. On the weekly, you can see bullish candles. All right. Then all you can wait for is a retest if you're a cautious person. You are the cautious buyers. For the aggressive buyers, they have been already in the market. For MA lines, I'm seeing that my 10 is crossing my 200. You have 3 candles. So 3 weeks, for the past 3 weeks, the market has gone above the 200 moving average. So that tells me it's a definite buy, right? Going to the daily, I'm seeing a bullish engulfing, breaking past the trend, the resistant line. Okay, I should be expecting a retest and a complete movement upwards. And you can see after this point, is another resistant area. Okay, just that. But I don't think this is a strong resistance area. This is a minor resistance. So you see that I have a whole lot of pips for grab, 344 pips. If you can wait to the next resistance point. Um, Definitely, I'm waiting for a retest. Okay, I'm waiting for a retest. That is, I'll see a red candle come up, then a blue candle. If I go to my 4 hourly, it's all bullish all the way. It's still telling me it's a buy, it's a buy, it's a buy. So for some people, a new candle just started forming. Okay, this is 11 o'clock, and it's a bullish candle. For me, I will do an instant execution here for a buy. I'll do an instant execution for a buy, and I'll go and wait for this market at the next resistance, which is about 300 pips. If you can wait, but if you can't, just take your 100 pips and you're good to go. So from this current point now, the current market point to the next resistance, I think it's just 41 pips. Now, if we zoom in, you only see the next resistance on the daily. So the first one was about 41 pips. The next resistance is 346 pips. So if you have the patience, you can wait. Instant buy for me for this pair. It's been pushing up and it looks as if it's not going to come down anytime soon. Okay, that's for NZD-JPY. Now let me just go to 4 hourly. Okay, you can see that the line chart is telling you I'm going up, up, up. Now for 1 hour chart, okay, you can see the retracement starting on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, which okay, let me see. At most, if it goes down all the way to the 10 moving average, even to the 20 moving average, the structure is still intact, then we can enter for a buy for the continuation of the buy. If it goes down to 50 moving average, I think the structure will still be intact because it's still a higher high from this pin bar here. This pin bar here is still a higher high. I think 0.68954 before it went up, up, up. So even if the retracement comes all the way down to the 50 moving average, the structure is still intact for a buy. So it's a definite buy for NZD USD. Okay, we say we always do one spot metal, and our spot metal of choice is the gold USD metal. Okay, all right. So, okay, as usual on the monthly time frame, you see that gold has been selling for the past 1, 2, 3, 4 months, and it's still selling. Okay. On the weekly, what do we see? I think we still see a selling bias. Anything about the chart patterns? Okay. Okay. Probably inverted head and shoulder with the gradient, the neckline pointing downwards, which should tell me that there's still higher selling pressure. If we want to draw a short trend line here, you still see it's still pointing downwards. So for me, I'll be looking for short opportunities. Currently, the price of gold is to the 50 moving average is about 813 pips. Don't take my words for it, but you can take smaller pips because gold could be very erratic. But that's on the weekly. On the daily, you can see a beautiful you can see a beautiful downtrend line. I can draw that perfectly. I could even catch it in a sort of channel. Okay, we will catch it in a sort of channel, and you could see that it has touched the upper channel. It's making its way down to the lower channel. Now, that lower channel, there's a confluence between the 200 moving average and the support line of the channel, the downward moving channel. Now, looking at my candlesticks, you can see very interesting um, bearish candles, a bearish Marubozu formed, giving a bearish engulfing uh, between Friday and Monday. Today is Tuesday. You can see that the bearish candle is not showing any respite for it to rest anytime soon. And if I take a measurement of the bearish candle currently to the 200 moving average, you have a whooping 343 pips at 1.790.94. So for me, it's a selling game, a selling handle for gold. And just so you may know, gold and silver work the same way. Don't take my words to the bank. Be careful with those spot metals. They could be very erratic. You don't have to wait for the big pips. Just take the small pips and take it while it lasts. Now on the H4, it's selling all the way. The candles forming are basically bearish candles. You can see the ML lines are very far from the price upwards. The price is far below the ML lines. It's still telling you that the selling pressure is very, very high. So for me, this week I will be selling gold. If you want to trade silver, you should also be selling silver, but be very, very careful with those metals because those metals can be very, very erratic. Okay, I think we're going to look at the last one now, which is the USD JPY. The USD JPY pair is currently has been selling for a while. You could see on the monthly, you could catch it in, you could have a downtrend line. You could have a downtrend line. Okay, at least touch the tips. Okay, all right. You could have a downtrend line. You could also see that the 200 moving average has been acting as a dynamic support. So together they form a descending wedge, all right? And most times the descending wedges that is formed, most times you have an uptrend bust out from the wedge. The wedge has been since I think 2016 all the way down to 2020. So a pop out of this wage, either upward or downward, but most times falling wages result in what? Uptrend. Now looking back to May 2013, if I could shrink this a bit, you see shrink this a bit, you see that the wage is acting as a consolidation uptrend, an uptrend from 2012 for the past 3 years, and for the past 7 years, it has been in a wedge formation. So having the market structure here, if this is a consolidation, I'm expecting an uptrend bust for the USD JPY pair. So, well, if you've been selling it, enjoy, but be careful. I'm expecting an uptrend to start in no time. Looking at the 200 moving average with a descending trend line here, it gives me an uptrend. This is monthly. It might not happen this week or next week, but we are expecting an uptrend very, very soon. Okay, on the weekly, if we minimize this, you see much the same structure. Okay, you see pretty much a descending triangle. Okay, you see the descending triangle. If you use this as a support, let me just put a support line somewhere. Even if you put it here, this is a lower point. Okay, this is another point. Okay, that's another resistance point. So anywhere you look at it, we're still looking at the descending triangle. And, well, it could still go downwards if it breaks this support and does a retest. But I am expecting this is a bullish flag, so to say, or a bullish consolidation. So I'm expecting it to move up when it breaks out of this consolidation. Okay, be that as it may, currently the market is okay. Let me use a line chart to see what's happening. You can see a very beautiful double bottom. If you have read our book on the book we posted on the group, it's called Naked Forex. This is called a high probability double bottom. It's called a whammy in that textbook. You can see that I would say that the line has gone past, the price has gone past the resistance at 103.779. It has done a retest and is ready for an upshoot. Okay, so if that happens, if an uptrend starts, you would, okay, I'm even seeing a bullish candle, though the 10 moving average has been acting as a dynamic support. The 20 moving average is actually the better dynamic support. The price has not been able to break past that for some time now. Since May 2020, the price has not broken past the 20 moving average. So I would love to see a situation where price will break above the 20 moving average, do a retest where the 20 moving average will now become a support and shoot upwards towards the descending trend line. If that happens, taking from this point of 105.731 and going upwards to the descending trend line, we have a whopping 377 pips for grabs. But if you don't have the patience, this is on weekly, so it might take 2, 3, 4 weeks, a month plus to happen. I can go all the way to daily. On daily, I am seeing, okay, that is a support area. Okay, on daily, let's do that. So I'm seeing, you can see on daily, the double bottom forming here is a high profile double bottom. Okay, a whammy, so to say. Now, if you look at the point where the double bottom is forming, all right, you look at the distance from the neckline, okay, the distance from the neckline, this should obviously be the neckline. Okay, take it downwards to the lower end or the shorter end of the double bottom. I have like 78 pips to go. Now, if I push 78 pips the other way around, it should break above 78. 78 pips is above the 50 moving average. Anytime the price go above the 50 moving average, then you're sure that the buy has started in earnest. So I'm watching this pair, waiting for the buy, because at this point a retest has occurred already, and we're waiting for the pair to move upward. So in the next day, probably by tomorrow, I should be expecting a bullish candle formation, which confirms that the uptrend is ongoing. It has already formed a higher low here. The uptrend is ongoing. Then we can enjoy our buy. If you're already in the buy, stay put, enjoy yourself. But if you want to enter for a buy, you have to wait for it to retest upwards. It could be a short sell looking at the downside. Okay, if it breaks past this support, it means that break was a fake out. Okay, you can now sell all the way from that point. The next resistance, 33 pips. I won't go for 33 pips. It's quite short. The next point is about 90 pips. If I put, let me minimize to see the big picture. Okay, I can put a support there. Okay, yeah, that's a good support area. That's about from the market point to 100 pips. 100 pips. It's a good one. That point, we're looking at the next support, 1.155. That was the lowest position it went to as at February 2020, probably the COVID-19 period. So breaks here, 4 breaks here. Let me put another one somewhere here. Okay. So if price breaks through 104.213, 104.213, you have about 33 pips. Let me confirm that again. You have about 33 pips up to the next support level. Okay. If it breaks past that at 103.779, you have about 100 pips to the next support level at 103.194. If it breaks past that downwards, we're going to have 101.980. Past that, if it goes past that, you have about 314 pips. Okay, so but if the uptrend has started, I'm going to take you through the take profits as the case may be. Waiting for it is retesting today. Let me go to a lower time frame. Let's see what's happening. Let me H4. Let me maximize that thing. You can still see the double bottom, okay? And I see on H4, okay? Let's see how that candle will close. If it's bullish, then it means the retest is complete and the uptrend is in the offing. Now, I think yesterday the price closed above the 50 moving average, yes, before it went back. So I think that's a retest. If you look at the line chart, excellent retest of that area. You know, it's not a point, it's a region, okay? So that area is being retested. If a bullish candle forms at the end of today upwards, then the retest is complete and we are pushing up to the next level. The next level for me would be if it breaks the 50 moving, I'll go to the 200, which is about 48 pips. Okay, that's fine for some guys, but for me, I'll be looking to push to the next possible resistance. Okay, let me put some resistance area. This has become a resistance point. The next one should be here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then another one should be somewhere here. Now you can see that the lines I'm drawing are like they're equidistant from each other. That's how you know that your resistance lines are valid. Now, if you also look at it, if you open your candlesticks, you'll find out that at some point your resistance will also act as a support. Okay, I've always said that every time your resistance will also act as a what? A support. So if I look at my resistance lines, I can see some areas where it acts as resistance here, here, and down here to the back. I can see it acts as what? Support here, and resistance here. So that tells me that okay, they are fairly okay, and we also have to watch how price is reacting to it. Now, if I zoom in on my H4, I can see some inside, like an inside down, okay, but I'm actually watching what the price will do at 104.23, okay. If I have a bullish candle form at the end of 4 hours, then I think it has done the retest, aka the golden kiss, is it? Yeah, sorry, the last kiss rather. It has done the last kiss and is pushing upwards. So I'll be in a position to long this pair, okay? I'll be in a long situation. I'll be buying this pair upwards to various resistance points, okay? If not, then we'll be looking at a shorting situation. Right now, I think the blue candle is forming bit by bit. If I go all the way to 1 hour, you can see that the bullish candle is forming at that resistance 104.213. Okay, thank you very much, guys, for your time. This has always been the Situation Room of Cube Concept Analysis. My fellow analysts, Mr. Michael Pupan, they have been here with me trying to make this a worthwhile venture. Darego White, thank you very much for being around. And my beautiful students, my upcoming students, my graduating students, my future traders, thank you very much for being around. It's always been a wonderful time working with you guys. Okay, see you guys, and tell me about your trade. Post your trade on the chat. Post your trade on the group. Let us have and see what the trade has been doing for you. If you have good trades, you've posted the trade, you've taken your trades and you have profit, let's know about it. Even though you don't have profit, let's also know about it so that we can take compare notes and become better by the day. Once again, this is coming from the Situation Room of Cube Concepts Academy. Thank you very much and see you next week. Bye-bye.
See you guys next week.
All right.